Of course, we imagine nationalists also in a really perverse way because communists and socialists pretended to be nationalists. Lenin famously wrote an article about nationalism that we need to respect it. Of course, he took it back in 5 years when they wanted to make everybody Bolshevik. But nationalism was always the part of Soviet ideology. Stalin wanted to create nationalist state that every nation has its own state, kind of progressive idea, although we know that nothing is very progressive in practice in the Soviet Union. There was nationalism in the 60s. Although Ukraine was governed by an anti-Ukrainian leader, Shcherbitsky, he was also kind of promoting the discourse of Ukrainian nationalism. But it looked like a caricature, but it's what was called nationalism, as different to this right-wing nationalist by Halichina, by Galicians, by the people who live in the Western Ukraine. And Western Ukraine was attached to contemporary Ukraine much later than Bolsheviks took most of Ukraine. It was taken only after the Second World War, So they wanted to vilify Western Ukrainians, saying that their nationalism is bad, far right, but our kind of moderated pro-Soviet nationalism is fine. So we still have this perspective in all terms of how nationalism should look, how it's performed, and what is proper way to deal with nationalism. But as I said, I don't think that we need to even think about nation as something attached to ethnicity, but it can be thought of in terms of colonialism, of movement of people, and reappropriation, taking things out of Ukraine by neighbors, but especially by Russia. We cannot constantly revision history to say, oh, but it's like 200 years ago, Germans were really, really bad to Ukrainians besides Second World War. So we need to hate them. We just cannot forgive them. And I noticed that in some countries in Europe that they're like that still today. It's like, 80 years ago, they raped our cultures and we cannot forgive it. But there were different people. There were different generations. This would be stupid revisionism to say that children should pay for their grandfathers.